What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about the Justice League member deaths yet again in Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. I think we talked about this maybe before the game was officially revealed. I went back in the catalog. I think it was 2 to 3 years ago, and I want to bring it back up specifically because the leaks got me thinking. And for clarification's sake, the leaks, don't worry about spoilers or anything. There was a leak that, and actually we covered it in a video on this channel, but it was confirmed. It's been confirmed by an ex-Rocksteady developer that it's hilariously fake. Like, it's not real. The guy was laughing about the leak. So, but at the same time, the reason why I like those leaks no matter what, right, even though they're hilariously bad, is because they get you thinking. And so for me, I was thinking, well, all right, the leaks were talking about pretty much, I believe everybody dies except for Wonder Woman and Flash, although Flash does die and then he gets brought back to life with the Lazarus Pit. So pretty much everybody dies in the leak. Again, it's not real, but it got me thinking, well, here's the thing. You gotta kill off some of them. For a long time, and I would still say this now, I do think you need to keep many of them alive, probably more than you would kill. And I would say that only because of properties, only because of the future. It's a sad thing, I suppose, right, that it can't kind of live in its own bubble. But you think about, okay, well, this is the first time you see the Justice League in the Arkham verse, right? And in this universe is the first time you see so many of these members, and you're going to just eliminate all of them. Well, if you keep them, you could do spin-off games, I suppose. I mean, I don't think you could ever do a Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League 2, but you could spin off, and this could be your Superman for a Superman game. Now, it's not going to be your Wonder Woman, right? It's not going to be Monolith's Wonder Woman, but you have the option. Do you get what I mean? You have the option when you keep them alive. So I guess for those kind of behind-the-scenes reasons, I always felt, and I still feel now, that it's necessary to keep a lot of them alive. But the thing is, and this is what gets me honestly very excited, beyond all of the battle pass or the live service elements, whatever this game could have, this game, I think, is going to stand or completely fall based off of the story, based off of just can they deliver. I think they've done, obviously, an excellent job in the past with the Arkham games. Now, can they keep that going with people kind of leaving and coming in? Like, how's it going to go? But that's what I'm still, to this day, extremely excited for this game. These characters, the complexity, the depth of them, and then the Justice League, what you do with that story. So I find it incredibly hard to believe that, again, with the live service potential or with Battle Pass, all that stuff can get in the way moderately. But at the end of the day, they're going to tell a story, and I wonder what they're going to do with some of these Justice League members. I can't imagine you keep them all alive. In fact, you could imagine having some key Justice League members dying would be kind of that shot in the arm, that surprise that you would you think of the Arkham games, there were surprises in pretty much all of them, right? They are kind of known for pulling the rug out from under you a few times with some things that you just wouldn't. I would imagine, like Joker, I don't know how many people saw coming. Obviously, even from the very first trailer, Force City, he's sick. I mean, he's getting close to death, but I think we all kind of assume, or maybe not, this is kind of just an inference, he'd figure it out and he'd be fine by the end of it. I don't know how many people actually, I think that's what makes the ending of City one of the best endings of any game, is that you just didn't think that was going to happen. So, and I'm not saying you have to mimic that exactly, but I wonder what they could do in this game. So you can't kill, in my opinion, any of the Suicide Squad members. I think from a game mechanic point, it actually ruins that. I would say that. I would kind of read into that. You can't kill any of the 4 because you're playing as them, or the AI is playing as them, or people online are playing as them. So you're not going to end the game with 3 of them or 2 of them. All 4 are going to make it, from beginning to end of this game. But the Justice League, and I guess another wrinkle is we still don't know that many confirmed for this game, Superman, Batman, Flash, Wonder Woman, right? Again, these fake leaks talked about Green Lantern, talked about Aquaman, that Aquaman would be the opening kill. He'd be the tutorial. I think Aquaman probably is in this game. I think he's being, hidden. You'd imagine, because there's only 4 of them right now, I can't imagine those are the 4. From beginning to end. Because also, Wonder Woman is not even necessarily a villain. Maybe she does get controlled at some point, but I think largely she's going to help you. I imagine she's going to be the thing that kind of evens the playing board when people say, well, how in God's name is Captain Boomerang going to take out Superman? Well, the answer is they may have help, right? By that point, they may have help from other very high, powerful people, not even just themselves. And that's kind of the point of the Suicide Squad, is could they actually take out a Superman or even a Batman? We've talked about, right, how I think a Batman fight in this game needs to be difficult. It needs to feel scary. He needs to feel like he has the advantage over you pretty much the entire time, right? It's a tough thing. It's a tough thing what they're building, and again, I hope they nail it. But I really do think so. To get into a couple predictions, right? We know those 4. I think there's got to be at least 1 or 2 more, right? Again, strictly, even if you don't count Wonder Woman as a boss fight, now you got 3. I mean, yet again, and I do want to throw this out here. I know they're different studios, clearly, right? But WB Montreal, when they showed, the 3 side villains, right? So you had the Court of Owls as the main, then you had the 3 side villains, and they were going to have their own quest line and all that stuff. I mean, we all thought there was a lot more. I mean, there's history, years of history on our YouTube channels to talk about. Well, it's not just those 3, right? Or there's going to be like 5, 7, 8 of them, right? And it ended up being, no, literally, it's just those 3. It's those 3. And whether you liked it or didn't like it, opinions aside, all I'm kind of bringing it up for is the idea that, well, right now, you got 4 Justice League members. 3 of them, are locks for fights, maybe even Wonder Woman, so there's 4. Is that all? And my gut says no, absolutely not. There's got to be 1 or 2 mystery members. But yet again, we've kind of been fooled into thinking that, like going too far. We just did that. Like a couple months ago, we just did that. So I also don't want to just assume that there's going to be more of them. I may actually have to start thinking that this is it and just accepting that. So with that being said, I guess 2 different sets of predictions. If it's just these 4, I do think you got to kill 1. I think you got to kill 1 of these members. And I mean, I don't know. Could you do Superman for the... See, I think Superman's kind of safe no matter what, right? Because how would that look? I would just imagine from the fandom, you finally get Superman. You can't play as him. You're just, you're fighting against him, right? And I'm sure people are some people maybe are caught up on that. Maybe some people aren't. But the simple fact is the first time you have him, you're fighting him, and then he dies, you kill your Superman in the Arkhamverse. You could argue Batman. Well, with Kevin, that's tough. But yet again, I mean, you can't change your mind just based off of Kevin Conroy, right? I mean, if you filmed him dying, he dies. So maybe that happens. Wonder Woman, I highly doubt it. Even though you don't necessarily need her, as I've said, Monolith, that's a completely different universe. And then Flash, I mean, that's kind of give or take. I don't really care personally. So I would say if it's just those 4, I think you got to kill 1. I think Batman is probably the safe bet, even though that is, I think there's still a risk factor there. But that's what I would probably say. If there's more than those 4, I think their chances of survival increase. I think if you have another member or 2, maybe they're the ones that die. Now, you could argue none of them die. But again, that kind of brings me back to the beginning where I just feel like there's going to be these moments, right? You could see other villains from the Arkhamverse and maybe they die, but I really feel, I don't know, just based off their past, their history, I feel like they're going to do something. I can't imagine all of them will live. I think most of them need to live, Justice League members. I think most need to live, but I'd be shocked if all of them live. So I'll say Batman if we're just talking about these 4, and then if there's 1 or 2 more, I'd probably say them. Whoever those new additions are, I would say probably one of them would be, the prediction of who would die. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.